morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead, where today we are going to do something that I have been looking forward to for a long time. We've been setting the stage for this over the past few weeks when we have done two particular videos. One was a video on canning potatoes with less starch, and then the other one was our onion broth video that we did just, 2 weeks ago or so. So today we are going to combine those two things, and we're going to be doing herbed potatoes in onion broth. And we're using the onion broth that we canned just a couple of weeks ago that we put some turmeric in. And that's why it's a little bit extra orange, is because of the turmeric. But canning these potatoes using the onion broth as the liquid makes these potatoes absolutely out of this world. We are using a recipe that is in the All New Ball book of Canning and Preserving. Now, if you do not have this book, it's a wonderful book to have. If you're in the market for a good canning book, I'll put the link to this that we use from our Amazon store, but you won't need to buy this if what you're after is just this recipe. While this is copyrighted and I can't give you the recipe in writing, I'm going to say it out loud as we go, and it's very, very simple. You can even just remember it and then jot it down as needed. So we are going to be using some salt and pepper and some rosemary and thyme, and that's it, along with our onion broth. Now, in our video that demonstrated how we now can potatoes that had much less starch in them, here is the procedure. I started with a 10-pound bag of potatoes, and there are this many left. I have enough in here for 4 quarts. And with the potatoes being, roughly this size, about as big to fill my hand like this, it took 4 of these to fill a quart jar, and I'm wanting to do 4 quarts. And so I put out that many potatoes and I scrubbed them under running water, and then I peeled them and I rinsed them again, and then I chopped them and put them in this bowl and let them soak for an hour. Now you can do it as long as you want to, even up to overnight, to get the starch will then leach out and the water becomes cloudy. After an hour, I dumped that water and rinsed them again and put clean water in, shook the potatoes around, and now look how clean that water is. It's just as clean as can be. And so all the starch that is going to come out of those potatoes has done so. So we are now ready to load the potatoes into the jars. Here is what I'm going to do first. I am going to put the spices in first. So I'm going to use a half a teaspoon, make sure I've got a half a teaspoon of pepper in each one. And we love pepper. And of course you can adjust this as you wish. Utah State University Extension Office says that you can put, without worrying about anything, up to about a teaspoon of dried herbs like this per quart of your choice. And so that's what I do sometimes, but this time it happens to be a tested recipe from that Ball Blue Book. I'm putting in a teaspoon of salt into each quart, and this is fine because I did not put any salt in my onion broth, but you may want to adjust accordingly depending on what you like. And you can use different herbs and still be fine so long as you hold the amounts the same. And then I'm going to be putting in a half a teaspoon of rosemary for each one. This is the thyme, half a teaspoon of thyme. And then a half a teaspoon of the rosemary. So our spices are now in. I have a quart of the onion broth over on the stove heating. The broth must be boiling. Now, I did something a little bit different that I'm going to tell you about as well. The onion broth is a very robust broth. And so I cut it half with water. I added an additional 2 cups of water because I need that volume in order to pack in the potatoes. I did not want to open another quart and have a half a quart left because I don't have in my mind what I might use for that. So I diluted it with 2 cups of water. It's still very, very strong. The onion taste is really, really there. And these potatoes are so lovely, canned in this broth. And they're going to pick up some of the color, obviously, with the turmeric. But you can mash them, you can just serve them as a side, heat them up. The water, the liquid that you drain from the jars is going to be usable in soups and stews. So you have some options with this quick and easy way to do this. Now, I say quick and easy, it looks quick and easy on the video, but I did peel the potatoes this morning, obviously, and that always takes some time. And then, of course, we already had the broth done. And these potatoes come out wonderful. We are going to process them for 40 minutes, according to the recipe, so they don't get too mushy at all. So we're going to come out just about right. I have a few left. Now I'm going to tamp these down just a little bit. Add a couple more. We need an inch of head space. I'm just using leftover jars. I have two of each diameter here. So just a couple more going in. We might have some little points of potatoes sticking up just a little bit, but that's okay. All right, now set this aside and we will bring our broth over. I'll check to see if it's boiling. Our onion broth has been boiling nicely. So we're going to fill to within 1 inch of the top of the jar to leave a little bit of head space. All right, that extra 2 cups of water gave us this much of broth left from a quart of onion broth. And now we're going to just be sure that we can release any air that might be down in there. Okay, now we have a paper towel that is dampened just with water. There's no grease here, so we don't need to worry about any oil interfering with the sealing. And lids. Finger tight. And into the canner they go. I have 2 quarts of water in the bottom of the canner as per instructions. And threading the lid back on. There we go. And I'm putting the green regulator on the top because we are at over 1,000 feet. I'm also turning it slightly so that it elevates it. And then I'm just going to lock it in place. Plugging it in. Selecting high for 40 minutes. So there's 40 minutes exactly, and we're going to start. Now here's what this Nesco does. It will heat up and give me a beep. At the beep, it is then going to start timing and venting the inside of the canner to rid itself of the air and leave only steam in place. And the numbers will count down 10, 9, 8, down to 0 for 10 minutes. It will beep again, and at that time, then I come in and pop that so that it now goes down to hold the steam inside. Now with the Nesco, as many of you who have Nesco canners know, it will continue to vent periodically throughout the entire processing time. And that's what it does in order to maintain the proper pressure. So that's perfectly okay when it does a little bit of exhausting of the steam. It's getting that balance where this will be a 15-pound, this weight is a 15-pound weight. The black one, whoops, it just fell down. Put it back up. There we go. The black top that you also have the option. The machine comes with 2, a green one and a black one. The black one is for 1,000 feet and below, above sea level. Is that? No, it's up. And the green one is for anything above 1,000 feet, which we are. We're 5,000 feet. So then once after it has vented, and I come in and drop that weight down, then it will come up to the proper temperature and start the countdown of 40 minutes. When it gets down to 40, 39, 38, 3, 2, 1, 0, then the machine shuts off, the heat shuts off, and we just leave it alone and let it sit there until the pressure is completely gone and it is safe to open the canner. And that's when we will bring you back, is when everything is done and we're ready to take those out of the canner. So we will see you then, and hopefully we'll have a beautiful batch. This finished about 5 minutes ago. We let it sit that extra 5 minutes so that it will be calmed down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and open it up carefully. And there we have our herbed potatoes. Are they absolutely beautiful?
That looks fantastic.
Oh, I know they do. And they taste so good. So we have 4 quarts of these that are going to go on our food storage shelf. How lovely these are. And of course, they're still just boiling like crazy. So we will let these sit here the rest of the afternoon and all night, and then in the morning we'll wash the outside of the jars and label them and get them out to the food storage area in our garage, where they will be used probably way too quickly. Another thing I was thinking of too in the use of these, if you use these for mashed potatoes and you're serving meat to go along with it, like a roast or something, and these are your mashed potatoes, you can also use the liquid in the jar to help you make the gravy, and that would be a really great thing as well. So these are very, very versatile. They're very yummy. And they are just one step above regular canned potatoes, give you that extra little lift of flavor and color here. I will be linking 2 videos to the end of this video. We'll do the onion broth video and also the video that shows you how to do the potatoes with less starch. Hope this is helpful. Hope you try this out and let us know what you think. So thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you very soon for you know what, more videos.